was actually trying to build it to a point where it can control itself with everything that I do, and that might take a while longer too. So, but in the late '90s when I started the magazine, it was I was living in Fort Capel, Saskatchewan, and my dad was teaching at LeBrec, and I went to school in Fort Capel at Burke Fox. And long story short, I wanted to do something for youth, for my peers, because I was really into magazines at the time, the Source, you know, those kinds of magazines, Vibe, and
Rap Pages.
you know, yeah, Rap Pages too. Yeah, I was into all those. Like, I was a newspaper, right? It like flipped open the cover. Yeah, I remember that. You know, so I was really intrigued by the magazine business, but also at the time, as far as the school goes, I was very skilled at English so far, my English studies. Every class that I took from grade 8 up to grade 12, I was fortunate to have some very good English instructors, English teachers who would take time aside with me and teach me about writing, teach me about structure and storytelling and grammar, and that's kind of what made me ready for this little venture in the beginning. So putting two and two together, I wanted to do something for my peers, and that's where I started the idea of Generation X magazine. And it was just a small little newsletter, like 11 by 17 folded, and we just printed those off. We printed them off at my dad's school secretly, using their photocopier to save on costs, and that's how we did it, right? And we started doing it every month, and I just went to some businesses asking for business cards, and they agreed to pay me for them. I didn't understand even the business of that they would give you money to advertise their company. So that's my first foray into advertising, and so I started doing it, and it became like a job for me, just a part-time job that I did after school, and I got my friends involved in it, and it started growing. So every month, it was in February of '92, I think, we kept putting them out, and they started getting bigger and bigger. They were like 4 pages and 8 pages, 16 and 20, and then I moved from Fort Capel, so I couldn't continue it. But when I went to Saskatoon, before I moved, I started up there again, and then again it would grow. It would get to 12, and then 16 and 20, and then we started introducing the glossy cover, and so when I graduated grade 12, I applied for a business grant. I was doing a workshop at a business conference for youth, and I met some other entrepreneurs, some people from Saskatchewan Equity Foundation, who gave me the idea to get some funding. So I got a $20,000 business grant, and right after I graduated, I had to go sign in the paper, so there's no partying, nothing for me after grade 12. We were just straight into business. So the first mistake I made was I hired my friends. That was the first people that I hired over the summer, because I had extra money to pay for them. And it was a summer where I really learned about my friends, but I also learned that they were really unreliable, that they just wanted to hang out in the office all day. So by the end of the summer, I ended up having to fire all of them, which was really hard. There was like 2 or 3 that I fired, and it was hard because I ended up ending those friendships and relationships overall, because in order to continue the business, I needed real employees, people who were dedicated. And so again, that was the first lessons that I learned through running the business. And so as we continued on, the magazine continued to grow, and it started becoming bigger and bigger. And we were still doing the glossy covers. It was still black and white on the inside, and it really got to a point by 2001 where it was very large publication, like 30, 40 pages, and 8,000 copies. Kind of where we are today, but at the time I was really young, and I didn't know how to handle the growth of it. That was one of the second lessons I learned, was handling growth and controlling the growth of your business. So once you graduate from here and you want to start a business or get into business, you have to learn about handling and controlling the growth of the company as well, and also being wary about other companies that you work for. Is like, are they growing too much? What's the responsibility? So that's kind of eventually I just decided to put it away and go to school, and then which takes us to Resnex in 2004. And I wanted to get back into the business.